In this episode of Your Hometown Marina, we celebrate the spirit of Qatar's 224-mile-per-hour run at the 26th Annual Lake of the Ozarks Shootout. Really excited to be here with Sheikh Hassan and Steve Curtis of the Spirit of Qatar, because you certainly brought a lot of excitement to the shootout. It's been excitement that you've been planning for a while.
Yeah, we initially had this plan when we started this project in 2012 when we started to build the boat, and we had so many races scheduled for the boat, but then the possibility of upgrades to the bigger motors to come in for the shootout. Of course, we didn't anticipate that My Way would have, raised the bar higher last year, and we thought that we would be in the low teens, high teens number. But then when he came out with the 224, Steve and I had to go back to the drawing board and, replan the whole thing, and then came out for the shootout, and we did surprise ourselves with the number as well.
Interesting to hear that you thought you were shooting at one level, and then last year happened, and you thought, "Ruh-roh, we got to go back to the drawing board."
Yeah, that's indeed what happened. I mean, he just messed at us big time last year when he shot the 224. So apparently we had to do something. This is a shootout. This is not something. I mean, we're not here just to show off the boat. We're here to show that indeed we can go for the challenge, and the guys did a wonderful job in getting the boat ready and ready for this run. We only did like 5 minutes test in Orlando before we got it on trailer and shipped to Missouri for the shootout. So basically, we didn't know what and how the boat would react, when we go above the 200 mile an hour.
So you were still a little up in the air on it, and speaking of up in the air, I know your chutes deployed on your first run. Did you expect that or no?
We did that for the show, just to get the guys some excited.
It looked good, right? That was all planned. I watched you run, and it looked like it was just barely skimming the water. Is that what it feels like when you're going that fast?
I have no idea. I mean, I've seen some footage of the boat that I was, we were just surprised. Steve is on the sticks there, and he did a wonderful job to keep that boat on the water. I mean, it takes a lot of guts for him to to feel the boat and just keep it there and all the way to the finish gate. So I mean, he did an excellent job, and my job was just to keep it straight, and hopefully that we'll be able to do the mile an hour. I was just reading GPS as we were going through, and he was doing whatever he was doing there.
Do you know yet what your GPS said you were running? Not yet.
Wow.
244 is the record. That's what counts right now.
That's what counts, yeah. But I know we probably still capable of a little bit more.
We all know that there was a pretty serious accident here on the course yesterday. How do you just let that go? It's your job as throttle man to push that baby to the max. How do you let that go and get out there and know that you have to literally go full throttle?
Well, you got to box out, because Mike and Joel are great friends of mine, and you just got to box that out. You got to put it, somewhere not in the boat, and you got to concentrate on what you got to do out there and run hard. That's the only way you're going to get records like that.
Now, was there some point in time, because it's such a fast run, was there any point in time where you're like, "Oh, we've got this thing, we can feel it," or no?
No,
You're just running.
We were just running, and then when we got it on the radio 244, that's when we had the smile inside of it.
You had lots of smiles when you got outside the boat.
Yeah, we were super happy, and the guys have been working so hard on the boat, and, to achieve that and not just break the record by a little bit, but to get 20 miles was just fantastic.
The bar was set very high. Now you guys have set it even higher. So I always think that there's nothing better for a sport than a good old-fashioned rivalry. Does that mean we can count on you guys coming back to make sure that you hold your record next year?
Well, we don't know. I mean, it all depends. I think the only boat that is capable of doing that as is now is My Way. Yeah. So it all depends if Bill will put something out, and if he's going to come in next year and go for a run, we would probably look for the same thing. We will go back to the shop and rework what we need to do, what we need to do for next year, and then come in and do it again, and hopefully we can still be on top.
I want to backtrack just a little bit to going back to what happens when you're in the shop, because you were quoted as saying that when you went back in the shop and you knew that you were going to try to reach this type of speed, you took into some safety considerations. Did you put in new safety measures to make sure that when you're going that speed, if something does happen, you're going to be okay? Or
I think Steve would be the right person to say it.
Well, when we started off the concept of this boat, Sheikh Hassan and I sat down, knowing that we were going to head for over 200 miles an hour. We put a lot of safety into this boat, a lot more than probably any other boat's got out of there. That's why we've got a 2-man cockpit, not a 4-man cockpit, and the strength around the cockpit is really strong. We've got very small windows. So in the beginning, the safety has always been paramount on this boat, and then so safety-wise, we didn't have to change a lot. We put the parachutes on to slow us down, which, you know, in case of an accident or a flip, it would pull us back. And we've got a wing on the front, which hopefully can put less air under the tunnel. So we did a few things like that. And although they helped the performance, they also, you know, helped the safety.
Well, gentlemen, it was one heck of a ride, and we really do hope that you come back next year, but I'm sure you've garnered a lot of new fans that will look forward to following you throughout the years. So I don't know whether to say thank you or congratulations, but it's been the best at the Lake of the Ozarks. Your hometown marina is sponsored by Glen Cove Marina, Polylift Boat Lifts, and Captain Ron's, home of the Lake of the Ozarks Shootout.